After a filling breakfast, I mean more than filling, and a quick nap, we were out after the elk again in the afternoon.
I think our best bet's to intercept this guy if we can. Yeah.
He was coming down a narrow little canyon. It looked like the perfect setup. Unfortunately, we had one major thing against us: time. We were running out of shooting light and we were in a dark, dark hole. Clay backed up and started walking right away from me calling, and I moved up towards the bull, not calling and being silent, hoping to run right into him. And finally, when the bull got into range, barely good bow range, shooting light just wasn't there to take the long shot. He was at 50+ yards and only in the window for a second, and I opted at that time just to pass up the bull, hopefully come back for him another day or get a better shot the next day.
There's no such thing as a quiet night's sleep in elk country, but with morning light breaking, the bugles continue.
He's coming down, he's coming down, he's coming down. Get ready. Which way is he coming? Go straight down the chute. So he'll be right in the bottom right here. Look at him. Oh, right there.
And here come a young 5-point. He was a rough and tough dude.
It's a big 5.
Beautiful 5-point rack, but limping. That big bull, he had beat on him and beat on him hard.
I like that. That means I can even keep up with him.
Whew, what a chase. We took off after Limpy because the big bull, he was above in hot pursuit again. The next spot we got into was thick timber, and we could hear things heating up again. Bulls were getting close and closer and closer. My heart was racing. I had the release on when all of a sudden things were chaotic. I made a move, a bold move, hopefully to get the shot, and the bull saw something. More than likely he saw me. That's the way elk hunting is. Sometimes when you're in that thick, dense brush, you've got to make the move or you're gonna lose the shot. Now the bull, the bigger bull, and the limpy 5-point, neither one really knew what was going on. They split up and went their separate ways. Clay decided we should go to the top of the mountain so we could see everything around and hear if there was any activity in any of the surrounding basins. Oh, it was a lung burner. Let me tell you, my legs were sore, my lungs were burning, and we got to the top, lunch was in order. From then on, we had one of the most spectacular mornings any bow hunter could ever want. We were at nearly 12,000 feet in the Rocky Mountains from New Mexico all the way up into the greater portion of Colorado spread out before us. It was a bow hunter and elk hunter's dream. Beautiful country, snow-capped mountains, and big green lush valleys. One thing was missing, that was the elk. We never did get on a bull again despite covering a lot of country that day. So you've decided to bow hunt elk. You've got to remember that elk are big animals. Cow elk, she can push 650 pounds. A bull, 800 pounds or more. How big is that? That's 4 times or more than the average whitetail you and I hunt most of the time. So, to get a clean, quick kill, here's some important things. First, broadside only or slight quartering away. No radical, goofy shots. You hit an elk wrong, goodbye elk. You'll never find it again. Now, the first thing you need to consider is your bow powerful enough? Does it have enough kinetic energy to drive that arrow in there? What's kinetic energy? Well, it's a complicated formula. It is the velocity squared of your bow times the weight of the arrow divided by 450,240. This gives you the kinetic energy or foot-pounds of energy your bow can produce. For elk, you should be close to 60, although some of these higher energy bows today work in the 50s fairly well on elk. Next, you need to decide on broadhead selection. Now my favorite broadhead for big game, including elk, is the Rage broadhead. Now why is this mechanical better than the mechanicals of a decade ago? Well, instead of having those wings or the blades sweep back, fold back, these just slide down. It doesn't hardly rob an ounce of kinetic energy in the deployment. It's got a cut-on impact head and it opens up to 2 inches, a huge gaping cutting hole. That's important on elk or any big game, is not only to get a big entrance wound, but if you've got the power and the shot is right, you'll get a great exit wound as well. Bleed that elk out and you're gonna find him.